Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of 𝗬𝗏 by 𝗖MIS. My name is Sanjana Chauhan and in today's session I'd be taking you through all that is asked in the CLAT English language section, keeping in mind 2025. Now this session is especially useful for those who have just begun their CLAT preparation or about to begin it, and with just a couple of months left to CLAT, it's only imperative that I help you understand what the syllabus is. So let's get started. Coming to discussing the pattern of the paper, the English language section comprises roughly 20% of the paper, or about 22 to 26 questions, which is as prescribed by the consortium. The length is not very lengthy. We have the passages up to a length of 450 words. At times it could go beyond 450 and shoot up to a maximum of 500, but that's an exception only. So passages are generally moderate in length. Now coming to the genre of the passages, just make sure that you don't think that it's limited to contemporary or historically significant fiction and non-fiction passages. In fact, the passages can be sourced from a wide array of genres ranging from science and technology to economy to psychology to literature. In fact, let me tell you that in CLAT 2024, 3 out of the 4 passages that were asked under the English language section were literature based passages. But we can't really have that as a fixed idea of what the genre is going to be like. So be prepared for every genre, right? And then we have about 4 to 6 passages. CLAT 2024 had about 4 passages covering 6 questions each. Now we have the most important topic for today, which is the types or the categories or the kinds of questions that every passage will be followed from. For example, the most important here would be comprehending the main idea or central argument, also known as main theme of the passage. We also have purpose-based questions asked as well. The same is followed by inference and conclusion based questions. Then we have summary of the passage or the gist of the passage. The idea of these questions is to test the student on their understanding of the passage only. Then we have contextual reading based passages. Then we have specific detailed questions, and quite a lot of them were asked in CLAT 2024. So keep that in mind. And then we have something supremely important as well, which is meaning of various words and phrases, which is where you get tested for your knowledge of vocabulary, right? This could be in the form of giving synonyms or antonyms, could be, replacing the meaning of a given word in the passage with something else that is close to it. Apart from the questions that I have discussed so far, we also have a miscellaneous category of questions, the possibility of which is not a lot, but a couple of them have been asked previously. So it's only important that I make sure that I mention them in the slides as well. We have tone of the passage or the author, also known as the writing style of the passage. This is another way where a student possibly gets tested on his or her vocab. Then we have choosing a suitable title for the passage, and then we have grammar based questions. Keep in mind that grammar is not heavily asked. In fact, it hasn't been asked in CLAT given the last few years question papers, but some of the important topics that you need to be quite consistent with as far as grammar is concerned are tenses, parts of speech, and subject verb agreement. And lastly, we have figures of speech, which is essentially personification, oxymoron, simile, anaphora, epiphora, anticlimax, and all of that together. So yes, essentially these are the categories of questions that are asked for every passage. It could be all of them, it could be some of them. Most likely it is going to be centering around main idea or inferences. In fact, I have a bonus for you at the end of the video, wherein I will be giving a comparative analysis of the kinds of questions that have been asked in the last 4 years of CLAT examination. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We already have a chart prepared for you. 2021 had about 10 questions asked from vocabulary, and the same has reduced to 2 in CLAT 2024. Don't take it as a benchmark that vocab is not important. On an average, what I can infer is that roughly 6 to 7 questions in vocabulary come in the CLAT English language section. Grammar hasn't been asked, like I mentioned. Tone is important because there was one question appearing in 2023 and 2022 each. Now, if you actually look at the 4th row here, which is about inference and specific detail questions, like I mentioned, take a look at what 2024 had to offer. We had about 11 inference-based questions and 7 specific detail questions. So this is a very important topic that I definitely suggest all students should work hard for. Then we have main idea question, and we had about 3 questions appearing in CLAT 2024 as far as main idea is concerned. Style of writing or tones, like I mentioned, does get asked. We had one in 2021, one in 2022 and one in 2023, but obviously there's a possibility the CLAT 2025 too can ask a question or two from this topic. Then we had assumptions, which is most likely a part of CR and hardly gets asked under the English language section, but this is something you should be prepared with nonetheless because it's a very important critical reasoning topic. And then we have application based questions, for which we don't have a lot of questions being asked, but about 2 to 3 questions on an average could be asked. So yes, that was all about the syllabus, all about the binaries of the syllabus, all that you need to prepare for. And I hope you found the information given here helpful. I hope you liked the video. We as a team are available on just about every social media platform. Anytime you feel you need help with CLAT preparation, you could simply reach out to me or any mentor available representing the Get Set Live Online team by IMS. Thank you so much. Have a great day.